early 19th century. There was much interest in science, and there were these many scientists would do these public demonstrations. Hans Christian Ørsted was a scientist from Copenhagen, and he discovered that when he made an electrical connection and current was flowing through a wire, he found that a compass needle would turn. And this was the aha moment of the 19th century. It was realized for the very first time that electricity and magnetism were related. Within 6 months of Ørsted's discovery, Ampere, working in Paris, realized that when you coil the wire, what it does is it allows one to concentrate the magnetic field in a small region. So in order for it to become practical, the magnetic force, the lifting force of these magnets, needed to be increased dramatically. William Sturgeon made his major contributions shortly after Ampere and Ørsted. What Sturgeon recognized is that if you wrap that iron bar into the shape of a horseshoe so that there was a north pole and a south pole, you could lift a heavier weight. And that is where Joseph Henry comes in. Joseph Henry got the idea of insulating the wire, and by insulating the wire, you could put many, many turns of wire around a bar. And by doing that, he was able to greatly increase the lifting force of these magnets. So the first electric motors really go back to devices that produce motion as a result of electromagnetic forces.
In these kits, kids are able to actually build a real motor and make it work, and they have to understand the components to be successful. One of the best parts is when they run into a problem and they have to start figuring it out.
Well, there's always troubleshooting in every invention. In order to get the flywheel to spin correctly, it was a little difficult. That took, I don't know, maybe a class period or two just to get it right. But after you troubleshoot all of that, it just ran beautifully.
It's gone from, look at this motor, okay, take a test, to, hey, build this, do something with this, apply your knowledge, and it's been substantial for the kids.
Joseph Henry did develop a simple device that showed how electricity could be converted into mechanical motion, but it really had no practical applications. But other people in America and elsewhere did look for practical applications of this electric motor idea. Thomas Davenport obtained his patent for his electrical motor in 1837. This was the first patent for an electric motor in the United States. The difficulty with it, though, was that Davenport relied on electrical batteries as a source of energy. And batteries in Davenport's day were difficult. Something more was needed. And this turned out to be the electric motor run in reverse, that is, the dynamo. And it was this idea that finally made motors actually practical for industrial uses. Thomas Edison was an important figure in the development of dynamos as a source of electrical energy.
It's going around, the flywheel has some momentum, so it's going to keep the system going as long as it can.
Inventors came up with an unending stream of new inventions to put this new force to work.
Electric motors are everywhere. They're used in cell phones, in washing machines, automobiles. Our modern electrical technology is directly connected to electric motors and the ideas of magnetism. So it's hard for me to imagine the modern city without electric motors.